The following podcast is rated G for gammon. Please be aware it may contain some coarse language and is not suitable for children or gammon audiences.
Say true God.
Seriously? Say true God.
God. Always. Say true God.
Seriously? Say true God.
God. We're back. Say true God. Them yarns.
Say true God.
God. Always. Say true God.
I don't scratch my head unless it itches. I don't dance unless I hear some music. That's just the way it is. Remember the Titans, the year 2000. G'day, everybody. Welcome to Them Yarns. You know, I'm just killing this intro game. Maybe I should just have a full-time career just introing people.
Did you just Google it and say it? Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I roll.
So original. Black Ass Podcast.
10 seconds before the podcast starts, while the music plays, I start Googling, and then I find one. I'm like, that's how we're going to go right now.
That's the one I'm doing tonight.
But going kind, deadly people, welcome to Them Yarns, the podcast. This is Aaron, the deadliest Nagus, and my co-host is here, the lovely producer, director, main investigator.
Instigator, you mean?
Instigator. And she investigates everything. Carly.
Here we go.
Julie Wallace.
Oh my God, you were close. Jokes, you were totally not close. It's not Julie. Me Julie. If you don't know that reference, me Julie, you're too young for us, guys.
Young for us, bro. Sorry.
Thanks, brother. Thanks for the intro on Them Yarns. Sorry, everyone. I got to apologise. You know me, Black Ass Podcast. I work full time. Had a burnout week last week, Nagus. I'm not going to lie. I had no energy in the tank. Couldn't do. I think after the invasion day, I was just like that added up. I was like, I got nothing. So
Lots of heat too. Like you're out in the sun more than usual.
Oh my Lord.
You know?
Yeah, I just had nothing. I had nothing left. So last week I was like, I can't even get out of bed to record an episode. So I let people know on Instagram though. If you didn't see it, that's sorry about that. But that's why. There was no web last week. Nothing. We're all G. I was just tired.
It's all good. We're back into this weekend. You might be wondering why I chose a random gridiron / American football movie for my intro this week. And you know, everything has a reason. I do lots of research before I do this podcast, and today we're going to start talking about Bad Bunny and the halftime show. And
Puerto Rico, yes.
If you are friends with Carly on social media, you would have saw 1 million thirst traps. Oh my goodness, I've never seen somebody's Buru hanging out in these jocks that much in my life. I didn't even know who the lad was properly until I saw him half naked on all your stories.
Don't call him bad for nothing. Holy dang!
Yeah, my goodness. The lad he had something hanging down there. I don't know if it was socks or something, but it was. I can see why they call him Bad Bunny. But yes, so thank you, sis. I really enjoyed his performance in Adam Sandler's movie, and he was fully clothed for that whole time, except for a little bit. So you just ruined him. Just ruined him for me, you know.
Well, he did the Calvin Klein jocks. Yeah. I don't know if you know that, but that was when I first went, oh, that's Bad Bunny. That's who they're talking about. Okay. And I think I put on my Facebook and stuff the other day, like, good luck to all the football teams that are playing at Bad Bunny's concert, because it was there's so much hype for him to do his performance, and he did it all in Spanish. Like, talk about decolonization in this political climate in America. Just gets up on stage. So many, like, what they call eggs, like the little treasures that you could find in his show. You obviously watched it. I watched it late because I didn't get to watch it live. I was working, so I watched it.
I didn't get to watch it live either. Sorry, no, I didn't get it live. I had to watch the replays.
Same.
I was at work, so.
But watching the replay was like, and after seeing the posts, you know, all day on Facebook or Instagram, and seeing like all the little treasures that were in the performance, it made it click. What were some of your favorite moments?
My most favorite, like I had a few. I really liked it. So obviously I couldn't understand anything that was being said, but like a few people have said, you didn't need to. Like, it's just really great vibes. And I didn't get some of the political things until I went back and looked at all the little tidbits. But I really loved how he goes, "God bless America," which is, you know, their most favorite saying. Everybody says it. And then he went through like every country in the Americas.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was like I mean, there's a whole bunch of other really cool things in there, but for me, that was probably the bit that I liked the most. Like he's like, "Yeah, God bless America," and they would have been like, "Oh, about time," and then he's
Yeah,
like,
and then all the
"Blah blah blah
flags
blah
that came
blah."
in
Yeah,
with it,
all the
like.
flags that came with it. Yeah, it's so cool. So I really liked that. I really liked that part of it. How about you? What was yours?
Well, my least favorite part was that he was fully clothed. That was very insulting. Nah, one of my favorite parts was, well, I liked the storyline, like from the get go,
Yeah.
the cane cutting. You know, that
Yep.
use of like Puerto Ricans were used for a lot of slavery. You know, especially in the war, like. They brought them over as, you know, to use them as bodies. They had no kind of like Australia. They did not have the same human rights. Black fellas being in the war as white diggers, and it was the same with Puerto Rico and in the war back in the day. And America used them for, you know, numbers basically.
Yes. Yeah.
So they've the cane cutting to the bodega, as in, you know, just the storyline of like the culture and like the dominoes, the old men playing dominoes, which is very like centric to their culture. And I loved the pop ups of like Cardi B and other Latin American celebrities that are, you know, American citizens, but come from that.
Yeah, I thought that was
Americas.
really cool. Like, it just shows how, not how famous he is, but like how much they were like, you know what? Like, they was like, can we come and join in this? And it was like Pedro Pascal and
Yeah, Pedro.
my Jessica Alba used to be my absolute favorite actress of all time. And I was like, that's so cool. Like, you know, all these people like, you know what? They're not getting paid or anything for that. That was all.
Yeah.
They just come along like, no, we're going to be a part of this because this is going to be cool, lads. And they're just vibing to it.
I think his line was, Americans don't need to understand Spanish. They just need to understand how to dance. Like that's all they needed to do.
Yeah.
Which it was that thing I really wish that I knew Spanish and I've gone and like, you know, looked at the lyrics and what they mean, and some of them are just so deep, especially at the end, you know, when he talks about, like, I can't remember what the last song was, but it's about, you know, I wish I had taken more photos of family. I wish our people hadn't been moved. Like, it's very like deep. For him to be on that stage at this time is in itself crazy. And then for him to get up in, like, you know, football is very white. Like, American football is very white. And he's just speaking Spanish, singing Spanish, everything, you know, in his culture and showing off like every part of his culture. It was so, like, it just filled I just felt like really like, oh, that's so nice. Like, you just felt warm, you know, like.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Especially with like everything that's happening over there, you know, with ICE and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Because he's been pretty vocal about, you know, saying ICE out when he got his Grammy, and you know, a whole bunch of other those Latino stars have been very good at being vocal and using their platform for that. But yeah, I thought it was super cool that he got that opportunity, and then he didn't back down like one little bit. He's like, you know what?
Yeah.
This is it. Here we go, you know. And yeah, the only bits that he spoke in English were to make a political point, just like when he got his award, you know, like he only spoke in English when he wanted to get his point across to the racists and the xenophobics and stuff. So that was so cool. One random thing that I didn't realize until I went into watching all those little videos, that the wedding was real.
Yeah,
So
the wedding.
that was a real wedding. Like, could you imagine that? They invited him to their wedding, and he's like, why don't you come get married in the middle of the Super Bowl? They're like, are you serious? Like 100 and something million people saw them getting married. Like, that is wild.
And I love the tie into, and it's probably like blackfellas a lot, you know, that cultural aspect of, there was the little boy that was asleep on the chair at the party, and like the party's going on around him and it's loud, and like, and then the kids just, you know, carked out on the chair and him going to wake him up. Like, it was just all those little like parts that you got to see that showcase every bit of culture. Especially the Super Bowl, apparently 135.4 million people.
Wow.
The most watched halftime show since 2018. It was. So 130, can you imagine 135 million people? And it's funny because they had the rival run, the they had the rival one.
Yeah, you're only there, whatever, Kirk, last name Kirk.
Oh my God. And I've seen the two side by sides and it has like Kid Rock with no shirt on and then Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah,
really? You want to go to that party?
Yeah. And I did see a post of a few of them like, oh, yes, 5 million patriotic Americans watch the real halftime show. And I was like, one, it can't be the real halftime show because you're not at the game.
You're not
like,
there.
You're performing at halftime. So if I went to a pub in Brisbane and just started singing at halftime, am I a Super Bowl halftime show?
Yeah.
No, like you're not the Super Bowl halftime show. You're an internet show.
Yeah, you're an
And
internet
sure,
show.
you got 5 million people watching, supposedly. That's
Yeah.
not the real numbers, but like you're competing against 135 million. Like it's not even close, and it's sad that they think that that's a win. They're like,
Yeah.
ugh.
And then they see like Trump, he said, oh, that was the worst. No one can even understand what he's saying. It was literally one of the most joyous performances. Like, how do you hate something that was just so positive and happy and people dancing and like.
Yeah, you didn't need to understand
No way.
what they were saying.
The
and like
vibes.
it's like we understand half that, like we don't understand none of the Spanish songs.
No.
Like what's that? Oh, don't let a gasolina. I have no idea what they're saying.
Gasolina.
I've heard that's a really
Nailed it.
bad song. I've heard the
Probably.
translation is horrible, but I'll still let that jam. The Macarena.
Well,
Only
he
bit I
sa-
can
he
understand.
sampled
Hey,
Gasolina.
Macarena.
That was actually being sampled at the Super Bowl. So Gasolina, like that reference. The Macarena is not, I'm pretty sure. I think that was Italian.
Is it? Well, all I'm saying is we're dancing to these songs and we have
know.
no idea what they're saying. So it's
a
not like not like we care if they're English or not,
I know,
And
right?
even English songs, like there's an English song where all they say is "I'm blue," la da dee la di da. That's not the song. Like that.
was
What
a
are you
good
talking
track.
about? You need to understand it. Yeah, I'm just saying. I was a DJ. I know what to play.
No, it was such a mad performance, and I think given the political climate, it just spoke volumes. Him winning the Grammy for Album of the Year, and then
Yep.
to follow on like a week later to do that, while
Yeah.
ICE are literally killing people from his community is just
It's
crazy. You know what else I loved the bits that added in with the power lines.
Yep.
And that was that reference of like
Again, like
the
I didn't have
infrastructure.
any idea what that meant. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like I knew, like I could tell watching it. Like, oh, yeah, it's a pretty cool vibe. Like I could see there's going to be. I knew there's a story behind it.
Yeah.
Like, and after Kendrick last year, you're like, he's obviously knows that he can push the boundaries and do the stuff. So I thought that was deadly. I knew there was a story behind it, and I was like, I'm just gonna have to wait until. It's the same with Kendrick. Like I loved watching that Kendrick one, but I missed that many things. I was like, like you know what I mean? You watch after, you're like, oh my goodness,
But
that
that's
was
what
right
it-
in front of my face.
That's what a good performance is. It is that like it makes you think, it makes you go back, and then you start to dive in and see like what storytellers they are.
Yeah.
And then so like that whole power lines part was, in reference to the states not supporting the infrastructure which they put in, but they're often ignored and
Yeah.
so common in on the island. So I loved it. But I don't know for me if it beat Kendrick. The Kendrick
I
one
loved
was,
Kendrick, but obviously I think we had more of an initial idea about Kendrick when that, you know what I mean? Like you don't really know that much about Puerto Rico other than
I know about Puerto Rico.
other than
Hey, Gavin.
other than the thirst trap.
I know
you've
about
been
Dominican.
posting.
I know about all them places.
But I think it made I think it's easier to relate to the Kendrick stuff because we'd already been talking about the Black Lives Matter movement and all that sort of stuff before, so it wasn't really anything new. It's just the way that he framed it, which was deadly, and obviously with the story behind the.
Yeah, and I think this is like an extension of that, right? It's like it was Black Lives Movement, and Kendrick was the right person to tell that story on that stage. And now with ICE, it was like the perfect person to tell this story is Bad Bunny. I did tell my friend though, like I need to go to Puerto Rico, I need to go Dominican Republic, I need to go because I'm going to end up coming back with like a 90-day fiance situation where I'm trying to get a Puerto Rican in the country. So my fiance
why
visa,
not?
like that's the next step for me in life.
Yeah, I fully support that.
She wishes.
And I think that my most favorite thing outside of the performance was how triggering it was. You always see that. I don't know if I always see that meme like, this is something. It's just like a bunch of old white men's Facebook profile pictures, like, oh, this wasn't even entertaining. And it's always the same guys. And I had to say a few things to like people my age. who are like, "Oh, that was horrible." I'm like, "Yeah, you're not the target audience. Like, I don't know if you know, but
Was it
we're
about
old
you?
now. Like, yeah,
Wasn't for you?
this isn't for you. Like, just sit down and enjoy it. Like, you're."
The entitlement of
I hate,
thinking
yeah,
they have to be entertained.
yeah, and I said I hate to break it to you, but Triple J Hottest 100 isn't for you anymore either. Like that's
You're out of the
we're past
bracket,
it now.
cuz.
We're out of the bracket, cuss. You know, like this is not for us
You're not
anymore.
even in Double J. You're now at
No,
ABC Classical. That's where you're at,
yeah.
champ. Oh,
But I've seen so many
that's
cool
funny.
little like comedy skits where people were talking about, obviously, because it's such a
Yeah.
great conversation starter. And people were like, nah, not into it. And they'd be like, so do you know who it is? And I'm like, no.
No.
Have you listened to any songs? No. So you don't know anything about them, but you've just been
Just
told that you
don't
don't
like
like them because
Yeah.
that's, and they're like, yeah, basically. And there's so many like little clips of that where comedians are doing the stand up, they do
Yeah,
the
yeah.
improv with the crowd. And it was hilarious. And then they'll just tear them apart like, yeah, like, oh, but you're happy to listen to Kid Rock. And like you're like,
Yuck.
bowda wilder wild jiggy, like that's such a great English lyric, like there's just so many good lines coming out of it. So I really appreciate the NFL. Not apparently they're not doing it on purpose, but we saw
Apparently.
Beyonce, we saw Kendrick with his,
Yeah.
what he did, and then obviously he had the Drake stuff as well, which was pretty on point. And then we saw this one. So
Yeah.
if you thought they couldn't get any madder about Black Militant, so with Beyonce they got mad because she did the Black Militant power
Black
outfit
Panther
and
type
the people
style,
behind her, and then Kendrick had the American flag symbolism in his stuff, and they're like, yeah, wow, like he's just totally
And the gang kind of
and
affiliation stuff. Yeah.
that stuff, and so they're like, there's no way they can get worse, and they literally just put a dude who didn't speak English the whole time except for one line where he paid him out. I was like, where do you go from here? You know what I mean?
Who's leading the management of this?
Yeah.
This I
NFL
reckon that's
halftime show is like, how do we stir up every ignorant white male in the world?
Yeah.
I know.
weird.
Let's put this artist on.
I saw a video of like a girl in the audience and she's trying to listen to Kid Rock on her phone just to be like while she's at the
Doogie.
concert, and she's like, yeah, I'm listening. This is the real. Oh, shut up, bro. You spent how much money? You're not getting away from it. It's literally all around you.
Yeah.
Sad guy.
And she lost thousands of followers within minutes.
She dumb idiot.
So she did it to be like, oh, look how cool I am. And literally people like, unfollow. Like, if you're going to be that dumb,
Yeah, and then people, it really hurt people that he spoke in Spanish and that he sang in Spanish. It can't comprehend that Indigenous languages around the world existed before English, and while English was around, people can't accept that is someone's native language and they have the right to speak it. I saw, do you remember Jared Hayne, the ex-football convicted criminal? He had put a status up yesterday about he needs to speak in English. And I'm like, brother, aren't you from a Polynesian background? Shut up. It's giving colonized. Like, shame.
It was shame. I was like, what are you even like? Oh, brother. Oh,
brother.
Like,
Oh, that's exactly like as soon
and
as I
people
saw
are
it,
like, people are like, you're Australian. Shut up. You know what I mean? Like people are like, you don't get to say about this, bro. Like
he's probably mad because he can't even speak his own native language. So he's been that colonized to go, we need to speak English. Like, shut up, Jared Hayne. Like, don't you have a court case to go and do or something? I don't know. What I loved about Bad Bunny, I don't know if you see that quote that was going around. He's like, English is not my first language, but it's okay. It's not America's first language either.
Yeah, that was deadly.
Shop shot. Yeah, I loved it. It was literally decolonization on an international scale. Loved seeing it. The other ones are standouts in the past for the Super Bowl. One of my worst, I think, in recent years was seeing Rihanna. Boring.
Oh,
I know, controversial.
really?
Yeah, she was so boring. Was she pregnant? Yeah, she was. Probably that's why I thought it was boring. Sorry, tea and shade to the pregnant girls.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga, I remember hers. Shakira and J-Lo's back in 2020 was a little bit, where was J-Lo, by the way? Why wasn't she in the bodega at Bad Bunnies?
I thought the same thing.
Where was Shakira? Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously
I was wondering
Kendrick.
the same thing. Maybe they didn't want to do it. Maybe they were too scared.
Maybe. But remember Michael Jackson's when he came out with the
Yeah, I was about to say Michael Jackson. That's the first one I remember because I didn't really know about I didn't really know about the NFL or halftime show or anything, but I remember seeing that that performance was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's pretty deadly. And then
Oh, MJ. Who would you want to see at the Super Bowl if you could? If someone had to do a show, who would you choose? Dead or alive?
Dead or alive.
Where do we go next? We've had Beyonce. We've had who's next?
The only brother I can think of who could do it any justice and keep triggering the snowflakes would be my brother Tupac.
Oh God, could you imagine? Two of America's most wanted.
Yeah,
there's no way.
He would just get him in his little, in his all the Black Panthers behind him.
Oh my God.
They'd probably have guns.
There'd be guns.
And he'd just be like,
weed.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah,
it'd be all of that. Far out. Yeah. Could you imagine a Tupac halftime Super Bowl? Oh my God. I don't know. I don't know if there's anyone else who's going to come next year. Who knows? I don't know.
They might have a white person next year. That's been a while.
Or they might have Cardi B. Big, who knows?
Oh,
could be Cardi,
yeah.
could be another Latin female. Although I did see Chris Brown try and say that I think they need me. Chris Brown, again, don't you have a court case to attend?
Yeah, we don't want women bashers on the stage, please.
Yes. So anyway, that's the Super Bowl, brother. I loved it. Next year.
Did you watch any of the game or not? Just the halftime show?
What are you talking about? I just watched the Bad Bunny concert. That's all that I tuned in for. It's good luck to the footballers who were there in the background. But
yeah,
did you watch the game? Who won? The Patriots game? I don't know.
The Seahawks won.
Yeah, the Seahawks.
So there was an Australian.
Yarrabah Seahawks or
the Yarrabah Seahawks. The Yarrabah Seahawks.
Goyala fly. Shout out Yarrabah Seahawks.
So there was an Aussie on the team, which was pretty deadly. He's pretty sure he was the kicker. They usually are.
Yeah.
And last year an Australian won too. So 2 years in a row we've had an Australian in the NFL as the finals, which must really be imagine if you're American, you're from the US. Yeah. It's like your life. Like the Super Bowl is like their last cultural icon that's just for them. And now the halftime show's in Spanish, and the kicker is in Australian talking about chicken palmies and blah blah blah. Like it'd just be devastating. They'd be like, we don't have anything no more. These people steal everything from us.
God damn it, thieves. Yep. Well, how's it feel? There you go.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. It's been a crazy week though. Like seeing that obviously the ice stuff around America, and then it's. Now, this week we've had, on another note, as world leader who is here, the Israeli Prime Minister is in the country, invited by the Prime Minister of Australia to come and basically be here for the victims of the Jewish community. But obviously this is the same guy who there's a photo of him signing a bomb that was being dropped on Palestinian people.
Yep.
Look, and the protests that have happened now in Sydney in the last couple of days, I've just caught up on it all, and it looks very hectic, including some police brutality, which I'm seeing in different parts of the media saying that it was warranted. I don't know if police brutality or any sort of brutality from any side is ever the answer. Or we should never accept that, but it's because such and such did such and such.
Yeah, it does feel like they're trying to yank us on this one. And I mean that literally and figuratively. So they're trying to be like America, like, they did that. Like we literally had the video where a lad is standing there and he's just walked out from work. He's standing there protesting, got his hands up in the air, and they're just laying into him. Like he did not fight
shots,
back.
Bro. Rib shots.
He did not fight back at all. Like you can't tell me that's warranted when he's clearly not fighting back. He was clearly not doing anything. And the other thing that was absolutely disgusting. Like you can't tell me people sitting there praying are a danger to you.
Yeah.
All of them are on their knees, praying, eyes closed. You can't tell me that that's a dangerous thing to you and that you're protecting anybody, let alone protecting other cops. By people kneeling on the ground and praying.
In the most vulnerable position.
Yeah. Eyes closed, on their knees, bowing, saying their prayers. They got no idea what you're doing. They're just praying. And you're supposedly reacting to violent protests. Like, F off.
It's pretty crazy to see that happen in Australia. Like, this place is, people scream about freedom of speech and that's going to get taken away. But like, it's getting taken away now on all sides if you want to play that game, when you have people of the Muslim faith who are, their way of protesting is literally to pray and to be in their spiritual time. And you have women, the Muslim women who are surrounding those men, standing with them, being pepper sprayed, and then the men being ripped from the ground. It's very confronting to see. And you can't quite wrap your head around, like, this is Sydney, Australia. Like, where are we at, Australia? Like, what's happened? And where is the space for the people who, it's not as black and white as we see, right? You're either team Palestine or you're team Israel or you're team Jewish. Like, where is the space where even for Jewish people who may not condone the violence that is happening over there, or for the Palestinian people and all the other supporters who don't condone any sort of massacre that's happening to Jewish people or anti-Semitic behaviors towards Jewish people? Where's the space for those people to come and be together and, look at the whole picture here?
Exactly.
I feel like there is this, like, you have to either, if you're a black fella, you have to be team Palestine. If you're this, you have to be like, I have a very broad range of friends, which include really good people who are Jewish, who aren't the people that are doing those things, who do have a right to exist, the same as Palestinian people to their land. So where's the space in between and people's right to actually protest peacefully and stand together, even if it's not protesting, just standing together to be like, this is messed up. Like, I don't know. I don't have the answers. I'm asking, where is it?
Yeah. And I think we're becoming more polarized as a society because of the algorithms and stuff. But what doesn't make sense to me is, if I saw March for Australia people getting brutally beaten up by police, I would think that's not okay as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, protests are part of a great democracy. If you can't protest, then you're not in a democracy. So we've seen governments continually try to tighten and, enforce these laws around it because protesting works. I think I've said this already on the podcast, but so, if it's a peaceful protest, that should be your right as an Australian. Even if you're not Australian, it should be your right. You should be allowed to peacefully protest. And as long as you're not, being hurt and being hateful and, trying to hurt people, that's your right. So when they take that away from people much from Palestine and people are like, they deserve it, then what happens when they turn around and do it to you? Then they're going to be like, oh, this is a travesty now. Like, it's too late. Like, you said police brutality was okay.
Yeah.
You've already accepted that's something that's allowed to happen. So that's what I don't think people think about. So, and the same in Queensland when they're talking about getting rid of some of these sayings. When we're enforcing laws like that, I think we're in a bit of trouble. Like, I think that there's a lot of government overreach when it comes to peaceful protests, and there's a reason why they're doing that.
And look, no one is saying that we should allow anti-Semitic behaviour.
No,
nobody.
not at all.
And that, there's going to be a royal commission, and there's going to be a whole lot of evidence to come out of that that will show that there is a lot of anti-Semitic rhetoric in this country and behaviours towards the Jewish community, and no one should have to deal with that. The Jewish people historically have gone through a lot, and there's a lot of side-by-side comparisons with what blackfellas have gone through, when it comes to genocide, like literal genocide, erasure, misconceptions, stereotypes, those things. If you really look into it and the history, and you actually go and read, you actually go and talk to people, you find different sources of information, and you try to understand both sides. When you look into that, we actually do have a lot in common. So it is this fine line between protecting people and protecting communities from never having to go through that again, because that was the promise of the world with the war. Never again will that happen to Jewish people, but also to anybody. And if we allow it, it'll continue. But then the flip side of that is, what would be next? So which group is going to be next for different laws or the protest laws or freedom of speech or hate? If you're going to ban different slogans, like that slogan is very depending on which side you talk to, is if it's said in a way to Jewish people, it is saying like, you don't think that we belong. There's no place for us. From the river to the sea, you're saying that you want to erase Jewish people. So that's, you can see it from that side, but then you have the Palestinian people who are like, this is, we're still here. Like, we don't also want to be displaced. So there's these two sides. And then, but if you're going to ban certain things, like where's the flow and like, where does it go from there? Because it could be next, it could be always was, always will be Aboriginal land next. How would we feel about that? These laws of like you said, the right to protests work. And if they didn't, they wouldn't be trying to shut them down.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an interesting spot we find ourselves in. And I just think we need to be careful regardless of what your politics are. I just think you need to be careful on what you accept from people in power, because once you lose that right, once you lose that ability, it's really hard to get it back. Like that's what the system does, right? I'm wearing my Barker FTS shirt tonight. So yeah, that's. But yeah, when you say F the system, you're talking about the system as a whole. You're not talking about one particular thing, and it should be applied equally to everybody.
Yeah, it's a really strange time in the world at the moment. It feels very uneasy. I'm not sure how far it'll keep going. And I'm really starting to see as well, I'm going to call it a surge of especially black men with platforms who are, we don't need to be caring about Palestinian people. We don't need to be caring about Jewish people and other people. We need to worry about our own people and blah, blah, blah. Black fellas are about humanity. That is literally who we are at our core. So if we start going, we need to just worry about ourselves. Yeah, we have our own issues, but who would we be if we then turn our backs on others? Come on now.
That's colonizer mentality.
It really is.
It was one of my predictions for 2026. You're going to see these coconuts get louder and prouder and have more publicity, because the governments and the opposition governments aren't doing a very good job. So the media needs to pump up somebody, and it's much easier to get a coconut in front of the camera and make it seem like they're less racist.
Yeah, and there's no real difference at the moment I'm seeing with these followers, and I'm not seeing as many black women saying that. I'm happy to be proven wrong if there's, obviously besides certain senators that we know of that say certain things, but if I'm talking about social media people that are gaining a platform and gaining whatever notoriety for coming out and saying, Muslims or other communities need to, do this and that with our black, come on now. We have more in common than we do differences. So I don't know. I'm just, unless there's a woman out there, I'm sorry, brothers, I'm going to have to call yous out. And I don't know if they're really brothers, because some mob aren't mob, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, one of them's South American. There is supposed
to be South American.
There's an Aboriginal woman who is very.
No, sorry. Can I just go back to that? I'm not supposed to be South American. The person who we're referring to has gotten. He had 10,000 followers, and I don't even want to mention names because honestly, they don't deserve the notoriety on this podcast. But a certain South American heritaged guy who had 10,000 followers at the start of last year, he's now got 1 million, and part of that is because he loves to put down anyone that's not pro-Australia. He's so pro-Australia, but he was literally, I don't know if you know this, but he was born in South America and adopted by white people and was raised in Australia. So basically has a white mentality in a black, brown man's body.
And he's talking about him. He's talking about people coming into the country. And like, brother, you came into the country.
And you actually, if you didn't, you would be one of those people that are getting snatched off the streets. Good ways.
Yeah, but you'd be an orphan or something in
so he's using his but immigration, like, look at me, I'm someone from a background, but no, you've been raised white. Okay. You're not the same. You're not like us. Stop it.
Definitely not like us.
Sorry, I had to just clarify that. So yes, he's South American, but he was very much raised white. It's giving identity issues. Just
It
saying.
definitely is. And I just want to point out there's two sisters that are doing it. I'm not going to say their names, but I will say that one is from the very western parts of the country and one is from Queensland, and they sprout a lot of conservative views and get a lot of love for that. Started obviously with the referendum. That's how they got the little foot in the door, and then they're just getting worse and worse. I think one's in Canberra, actually. She's got a massive identity crisis.
It's people who have identity crisis, who look brown or black. They've either been raised without community or without their any sort of blackness, and they sprout all of the things that these conservative white people want to hear, and
That's what gets them in the papers.
yeah,
and
and they're sprouting it as, I love my country. This line that's really getting pumped right now. I'm pro Australia. I'm doing this because I love my people and I love my country. It's not love, it's ignorance.
Yeah. And also, like, you're saying that black fellas can't love our country.
Right?
Like, like that's the weirdest thing. Like, if anything, we love it more because we're trying to protect it and we're trying to make sure that we're respecting the old people that have gone before us. And you're saying, oh, you don't love this country because we burn a gammon flag that's a colonizer flag. Like, that's not our flag. I don't want to burn it, but I don't respect it. Like, why is not respecting that flag mean you don't love Australia? That flag's got nothing to do with this country. It's just the thing that you chose to put in front of us 50 years ago. It's got nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
Doesn't represent me at all. So,
and the flip side of the black ones that have that view of, I love my country, as a black fella, I'm just pro Australia, and we just, it's like it gives this legitimacy of some sort to that crowd. And it's just really yuck. And unfortunately, people are making, a lot of following from it. But
grifter's going to grift.
Oh, grifter's going to. That's why this podcast exists, because someone's got to counter it. Someone's got to have sense. I don't know if it's us, but, here we are. Oh, man, what a time to be alive. Changing up the topic now, though, the vibes. Let's go to a new segment. It's a new year, Nagus. New segment on Them Yarns, the podcast.
Yes, we love a new segment. What is it?
Let's do it.
It's time for Deadly or Doogie.
Deadly or Doogie?
Deadly or Doogie? Deadly or Doogie?
Doogie.
This is Deadly. Nah, that was Doogie.
Doogie.
Yes, new segment, new year. It is, go Nagus.
Doogie or...
You've stuffed it up, brah.
I've messed up already.
It's Deadly or Doogie.
Deadly or Doogie. See?
New segment, new year, new brain.
New brain, please. It's late. It's getting late here.
It's getting late. The new segment, Deadly or Doogie, is a new one we're going to introduce to you all tonight, and it is about basically us reviewing things. And if you want us to review something, get at us on socials at Them Yarns, the podcast. It could be listen to this, watch this video, TikTok.
Yeah. Watch this series.
Watch this
That can't be a long series because
come on,
we both have ADHD tendencies. Well, she's actually got ADHD. I might have it.
Undiagnosed,
undiagnosed, but so it can't be too long of a series, but let us know.
Within reason, okay? We don't want to be sitting
new
there
albums.
new albums, one song, whatever it is. We will review it in Deadly or Doogie. We're going to say if it's Deadly, obviously, and Doogie, meaning Doogie. Like, how do you break it down to Doogie?
If you don't know what Doogie means,
Dud, crap,
dud,
gammon.
Yeah, that'll do.
So what's our rating system? We've got to work this out. What's our rating system? On a level of dooginess? What are we out of 5? Are we 5? Are we 10?
Yeah.
What's our scale out of 10?
Let's go, like 5, up to 5 deadlies or down to 5 doogies.
That doesn't make no sense. I think.
So if it's 5, if it's rated 5 deadlies, then it's the best it could ever be.
Oh my God.
So it's 10. It's 10 to 1.
So you're trying to say you either give it 5 doogies or 5 deadlies?
No, that's the scale. So like you can go
my head's hurting.
You can go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if it's good, or -1, -2, -3, -4, -5 if it's bad.
Why can't we just say it's doogie or deadly? Why don't
because
we just...
some things aren't as deadly as other things.
This is a different neurodivergence at play here. Some see it black and white and straight up and down, and some want to see the grey.
It's a scale, just like everything else.
Christ. All right, we'll do a 5 Doogies or a 5 deadly. I
5
don't know.
deadlies.
You're gonna have
So
to
if
remind
it's
me.
5, it's the best, or it's the
Righto, champ.
worst.
Okay,
So,
it's a
and
Doogie.
you'll get it. You'll get it. You'll
We'll
get what
get
I
it.
mean. You'll get what I mean when I give you my rating for this. So you go
Okay.
first, and then I'll tell you what mine
Well,
is.
I got Nagus in to watch Heated Rivalry. Now,
Yes.
if you have not seen Heated Rivalry, if you don't know what it is, it's a TV series about 2 gay professional ice hockey players, and they are secretly on the DL gay lovers. They're actual rivals in the sport on the ice, and they played for oppositional teams for years. The love story about them two, and not being openly gay as sportsmen. So it kind of follows their love story, and
It's based on a book. If you
it's based on a
might have
book.
read the books,
I don't have time
I
for
have not read
books.
the books. No, me either. I think Mel's going to be reading the books, so she'll be able to come and give us a review of them after this.
I heard the books are actually like amazing, but it's very rare sometimes that TV series are better than the books. Apparently, the TV series is better than the books, but there are books.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I heard so much hype about this show. It's on, I'm going to say, was it HBO? It's on HBO and something else if you haven't seen it.
Yes.
If you don't have a subscription, too bad. All right, get a job.
You got a free month. Get on there.
You got a free month to watch Heated Rivalry. Honestly, this is one of the greatest shows I have seen in the last easily 10 years.
Oh, so you're saying 5 deadlies is what you're saying.
5 deadlies across the boards, no more notes. It is perfection when it comes to character, storyline, acting. It had it all. And it was a love story. It despite, like, I'm obviously not a gay man, so that's not my. But for some reason, so many, especially women, love the show. But also, like, a lot of straight men are watching the show. Like, it breaks all of the barriers because it is just such a great love story. What did you think of it?
Yeah, I really liked it. So Mel had watched it and a few other people had watched it and they were saying how great it was, but I was like, yeah, I'll get around to it eventually. And then you're like, you need to watch it. I'm like, okay. Well, to be fair, you said I need to watch it because we were going to do some social media thing. I was like, all right. And then I started watching it and it was good. So I'm probably around a three deadlies for me. It was good, but
You're off your head, mate.
I wasn't as addicted as
What do
as
you
other people were.
mean? You're Doogie. There you go. There's your rating. First rating of the series goes to Aaron. Doogie.
I liked it. Like I thought it was really good, and I thought there was some 5 deadly bits in it, but I didn't find the whole series. Like I think they dragged a little bit of it out. And there's some great twists. There's definitely some deadly twists and turns in there, good ways and bad ways.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I guess because it was so hyped for me, I went in and I was like, oh, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah. So maybe if I hadn't seen all the hype, I probably would have liked it more. But like you were raving about it, Mel was raving about it. Like everybody and all the women on Instagram were like, oh, this is the best,
What women on
It's like,
Instagram are you
okay.
following? Unfollow them directly. Thank
female.
you. Yeah,
I have female
exactly.
friends like you. Hello.
Unfollow. Yeah.
So yeah, so that's probably why I probably bought into the hype too much, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
And no disrespect because this is a male thing, not just a gay male thing, but like, I thought some of those things I was like, oh, that probably
Not realistic.
wouldn't happen like that. Probably a little bit less realistic. I don't want to give any spoilers out in case you haven't seen it, but
Yeah.
you'll understand if you know men, and regardless of their sexuality, you'll
Come
be
on.
like, okay.
Keep in mind, Nagas, they were professional ice skaters, okay?
yeah, I
Professional
get it.
sportsmen here. Let's keep that in
Yes.
mind. Me sticking up for these characters that aren't even real. But anyway.
Yeah, but no, it's deadly. Like
Yeah.
I would recommend if you haven't seen it, I would
good.
definitely recommend you to watch it. That's not. I'm not saying it's not great. I did give it 3, which is, technically a 7 out of 10. So
No, this rating system's changing. My
sorry,
brain
it's
can't
only
handle
10.
this, all right? I've got, you need to keep it real simple. We need to come up with a better rating system. Next step.
Yeah.
All right.
If you understand the rating system, please
No
leave
one's
a comment for
understanding
Carly
this.
to say, that actually makes complete sense, Aaron. 5 deadlies is really good.
You
5
just said it's a
deadlies is
3,
really
but on a
bad.
scale of a 7. What do you mean, cuz? You're hurting my brain.
This is what I got to put up with. She doesn't even listen to me.
With this,
You know.
I'm getting the math sweats right now. Please don't do this. God damn it.
Don't just embrace it. So yeah, so that's I really liked the storyline. I think it was a great storyline. I think they did really well with that. And yeah, you made me do a video for one scene in particular, and I was like, what is going to happen here? I was like, anyway, and it was good. I can see why we did it. But
do I have your permission to post that a part of that on our socials so the listeners can see?
Yeah.
It's a bit of a viral kind of thing that people are doing with Heated Rivalry, especially straight men and people watching it. There's a scene, and I won't spoil it, but there is a scene towards the episode 5. And it's a twist that you don't really see coming, and it's very, like you're rooting for everyone on the screen.
Great. Yeah,
it is great. Such a heartwarming. I sobbed my whole out, my holes out, and I was sitting on the couch. I sat up, and I'm like, yes, like you're getting like you're fully screaming, sobbing, cuz I'm like, who am I? What's going on? The best. So I've got Aaron to do the.
It did get you in the field. That's for sure.
It does.
And I wanted to give a shout out to Wifey there. She said when we were talking about this, because like why are so many straight or not so straight women really loving a love story of gay men, and she said it's because there's no pressure on women when you're watching it. You don't have to worry about what the woman's doing. Blah blah blah. It's literally just what are these men doing and how are they traversing through life in a love story. So there's a lot less pressure on women to have to think about and how it relates to them other than the love bit. So she said that's probably one of the reasons why straight women and other women that aren't gay men are loving it as well. So it makes sense.
It's also just like I've never wanted a partner so bad in my life after watching Heated Rivalry. I don't care about that every other day. I love being single. When I tell you, I was like, oh, if only that love existed. Imagine the love story of that, which majority of women cannot experience anymore because of the carry-on of like the men out here. It's rough out here in the single game, and how much that romance just doesn't exist in the dating world anymore. And watching it, you're like, oh, that's nice. I have gone back to I don't need a man. Just want to make that clear.
It also helps that they are ridiculously good looking. It's not like they're
Hollander.
There's no dad bods out there.
Lord.
The lads worked out. They really made sure that their bodies were on point for this one. So
you know what? It was only filmed in like
women can pretend it's like, oh yeah, blah blah, but meanwhile they're like, that.
Definitely, it is a very good aesthetically pleasing TV show. Don't get me wrong.
Yes,
but
thank you.
And I'm straight. Like, what's gay sex as men gonna do for a straight woman? It's not something like that I'm into. But you go, yeah, that was a sex scene. Like, wow, oh wow. Like I remember saying to you, I'm like, if you're gonna watch it at work, maybe just not let anyone look over your shoulder because
I was gonna watch it on the train, and you're like,
it's not light.
Don't watch us on the train on your phone.
Bit X-rated. And what did you say? Like, oh, nothing wrong with a little bit of soft something or whatever. And I'm like, I wouldn't say soft. That was pretty.
I was
intense.
like, it's just soft porn. It'll be fine. It's on the train. I've got my headphones on. But yes, it's very graphic. I do like to.
All right, what's your official rating on the dopey scale? What is it?
3 deadlies. So 3 deadlies.
You're giving it 3 deadlies. I'm giving it 5. That was amazing. This is the first segment of, what is it? Deadly or Doogie? It's going to take a while for us to get used to this segment.
Yeah.
Hang in there, people. Deadly or Doogie?
We also got to find something else that we actually like or want to review together, because that's probably the first thing.
Right? Oh, it could be a TikTok video. Okay. We're here for short and sharp, people.
Yes, that's right.
Send us something. You want us to review it. You want us to talk about it. And don't send me Mitch Tambo videos, all right? Don't do it. I'm going to put it out there right now.
You already know what the rating's going to be, don't you?
Doogie. That's the rating. You don't need to tune into next week to see what I think. All right, I just said it. So send us some stuff. We'd love to review it on the new segment. And you got any other ideas for us for the podcast this year? Get at us at Them Yarns the Podcast. Well, brother, that is it. We'll be back next week. I'm fingers crossed we will. Hopefully, I'm not going to be tired.
Hopefully you're able to. You maybe should just start taking some pre-workout or
I'm taking ADHD meds. That's basically crazy drugs. It's still not keeping me awake. Come on now.
Yeah.
I don't know. But look, fingers crossed we're here next week. If I'm not, message me on Instagram. Tell me to get my ring up. But
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we'll catch us then.
All right. Yeah, well.
Yo.